Welcome to my YouTube channel to listen romantic thriller story for free. Please like and subscribe my channel for more videos and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Let's get started. The Crimson Thread. The rain lashed against the windows of the secluded cabin, mirroring the tempest brewing inside Alara. Liam, her lover, lay sprawled on the rug, a single crimson stain blooming on his pristine white shirt. Panic clawed at her throat, her breath catching in ragged gasps. He wasn't breathing. Alara sank to her knees, her fingers trembling as she pressed them against his neck, searching for a pulse. Nothing. Despair threatened to consume her. How could this have happened? Just moments ago, they had been laughing, their bodies entwined, the fire crackling merrily in the hearth. She cast a frantic glance around the cabin. The only weapon in sight was a rusty hunting knife, discarded on the wooden table. It was too late now, but the thought sent a shiver down her spine. Had Liam been attacked? The storm raged outside, the wind howling like a banshee. Isolated as they were, help was hours away. Alara's mind raced, desperately searching for a solution. She couldn't leave him here, not like this. Gathering her resolve, she scooped Liam into her arms. He was surprisingly light, his body limp and lifeless. With a surge of adrenaline, she carried him towards the door, the icy rain stinging her face. The drive to the nearest town was a blur. Alara gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white, her vision blurred by tears. The storm intensified, the road turning into a treacherous sheet of ice. Twice, she skidded dangerously close to the edge of the ravine, her heart pounding in her chest. Finally, she reached the small town of Willow Creek. The hospital was a quaint building, its lights casting a warm glow against the stormy night. Alara burst through the doors, gasping for breath, Liam cradled in her arms. The doctors and nurses rushed towards her, their faces etched with concern. They whisked Liam away, their movements swift and efficient. Alara clung to the edge of the gurney, her eyes wide with fear. Hours later, a weary-looking doctor emerged from the operating room. "He's stable," he said, his voice grave. "Lost a lot of blood, but the surgery was successful. He's in intensive care, but he should pull through." Relief washed over Alara, so intense it almost brought her to her knees. She sank into a chair, exhaustion finally catching up with her. The doctor watched her with a curious gaze. "You were quite the sight," he remarked, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "Carrying him all this way through the storm." Alara managed a weak smile. "I had to." The next few days were a blur of anxious waiting. Alara spent every waking moment by Liam's bedside, her hand clasped tightly in his. He remained unconscious, his breathing shallow and labored. One evening, as Alara sat vigil, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Detective Michael Stone, his face grim. "Ms. Vance," he began, his voice low and measured. "We found something at the cabin." Alara's heart plummeted. "What?" "A struggle," he said, his eyes fixed on her face. "Signs of a forced entry. And, well, there's more." He hesitated, then continued, "We found a single fingerprint, not Liam's. It doesn't match any in our system." Alara's blood ran cold. An intruder. Someone had broken into the cabin, intending to hurt Liam. But why? Detective Stone continued, "We're investigating all angles. But we need to know more about your relationship with Mr. Davies." Alara recounted their whirlwind romance, their shared passion for adventure and the arts. She spoke of their plans for the future, their dreams of a life together. Detective Stone listened intently, his expression unreadable. "You mentioned you found a hunting knife at the cabin," he said. Alara nodded. "It was on the table, discarded." "Any signs of tampering?" She shook her head. "Not that I noticed." Detective Stone's gaze lingered on her face. "Ms. Vance," he said, his voice grave, "you're not a suspect, understand? But we need to be thorough." Alara understood. The weight of suspicion hung heavy in the air, a suffocating presence. She knew she had to trust the police, but the thought of someone wanting to hurt Liam filled her with a chilling dread. Days turned into weeks. Liam finally regained consciousness, his eyes fluttering open. Alara was by his side, her heart overflowing with relief. He looked at her, his gaze filled with confusion. Alara, he whispered, his voice hoarse. She took his hand, her voice trembling with emotion. Liam, you were awake. He smiled weakly. What happened? Alara hesitated, not wanting to alarm him. You were injured. But you were going to be okay. He looked around the sterile white room, his eyes landing on the police officer sitting in the corner. Detective Stone, he murmured, his brow furrowed. The detective nodded. Mr. Davies, I'm glad you're awake. We need to talk. Liam's eyes narrowed. About what? Detective Stone explained the situation, the forced entry, the unidentified fingerprint. Liam listened in silence, his expression growing grave. I have no enemies, he said finally, his voice firm. I don't understand why someone would want to hurt me. Detective Stone nodded. We're working on it. As the investigation progressed, Alara found herself drawn deeper into the mystery. She began to notice subtle details, things that had escaped her attention before. A strange car parked outside the cabin the night of the attack, a whispered conversation overheard in the hospital cafeteria. She started to investigate on her own, following leads, interviewing people, piecing together the puzzle. The more she delved, the more she realized that the danger was closer than she imagined. One evening, while visiting Liam, she noticed a small, almost invisible, tattoo on his wrist. It was a simple symbol, a crimson thread entwined around a silver key. She had never seen it before. Intrigued, she discreetly photographed it and began researching online. The symbol seemed to be connected to a secret society, a group known for their ruthless pursuit of power and wealth. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Liam, with his charm and intelligence, had unknowingly stumbled upon a dangerous secret, a secret that someone was willing to kill to protect. Fear gnawed at Alara. If Liam was in danger, so was she. She had to find a way to protect him, to uncover the truth before it was too late. She contacted Detective Stone, showing him the photograph of the tattoo. He looked at it closely, his eyes widening in recognition. This is significant, he said, his voice grave. This symbol belongs to a group called the Crimson Hand. Alara's heart pounded. The Crimson Hand. What do you know about them? Detective Stone explained that the Crimson Hand was a secretive organization that operated in the shadows, involved in illicit activities ranging from arms trafficking to political manipulation. They're extremely dangerous, he warned. If Liam has crossed paths with them, we are dealing with a serious threat. Alara felt a surge of adrenaline. She had to find a way to stop them, to protect Liam and herself. But how? She decided to use her own skills, her knowledge of the art world, to infiltrate the Crimson Hand. She created a fake identity, posing as an art collector interested in acquiring a rare piece of ancient art rumored to be in the possession of the organization. Her plan was risky, but it was the only way she could think of to get close to them. She attended a lavish masquerade ball, the supposed gateway to the inner circle of the Crimson Hand. Dressed in an elegant mask and gown, she navigated the opulent surroundings, her senses on high alert. She observed the guests, their conversations, their mannerisms, searching for any clues, any hint of Liam's involvement. As the night wore on, she noticed a man watching her from across the room. He was tall and imposing, his eyes hidden behind a silver mask. There was something unsettling about him, a predatory glint in his eyes. He approached her, his voice a low growl. You intrigue me. So this is the end of beautiful romantic thriller story. Hope you like it. Please support my channel and share your feedbacks in the comment section. We will meet in the next video. Stay tuned.